bit what can happen if you don't have it, but I will also explain how to get a proper grounding. First, we need to understand why do we need to have a good grounding. We get less overspray, which means that we get a lot of recycled powder, but with a good grounding, we get less recycled powder. We get a better application result. We can get more powder on the object. But once again, here we need to learn the operators. If you have good grounding, then you need to turn down the powder output. We will definitely achieve a higher productivity. It's much easier to paint with a good grounding. With a good grounding, we get less risk of a powder explosion. Nowadays, this is not so big problem because all of you who have new powder booth installations knows that you have these fire extinguishing systems inside them. But a number of years back, that was happening from time to time with a powder explosion. What people doesn't think and talk so much about is the last one. Less risk of damaging the cascade multiplier in the powder gun. Because if you have that grounding and you have an ignition between the object and the gun, of course that is affecting the powder gun and the cascade, the lifetime of the cascade. So how can bad grounding look like? Here is a customer who was thinking, okay, I have a chain in top, then I have one hook, and I have another hook. And every time you have a link like this, there is a risk that you don't have metal towards metal. And that is necessary for grounding. So a chain for us is the worst way of hanging because there is too big risk to get powder in between them once you grounding. This example is a customer today. I can say we didn't deliver that. He was saying, "Oh, Andreas, no, we don't need to buy these things from Hang-On. We can make it ourselves." Okay. So he just took a flat steel bar and drilled holes. Out from a hanging perspective, of course, it's not so bad. 1, 2, 3, 6 items put on this hanger. But what is happening when you are painting this hanger? You are filling up the holes. And even if you put in a fresh hook there, you have the powder as an insulator. So you don't get metal to metal. It doesn't work. No grounding. Another example is from the profile industry. And when you look at this hanger, in one way, I like it really, really much because it's super flexible. You just take the nail or the pin and push it through this perforated steel plate and into the profile. And it works perfect when you use it for the first time. Because second time, you have filled up all these holes with powder. And then you don't get metal against metal. Or when you are using a hanger that is made for something different and just put one item on it. All the other hanging points, like here, they get powder on them. So you need to clean the whole hanger if you should use it again. Otherwise, it's worthless. In Sweden, we have a company which we sometimes are proud of. It's a company with 4 letters. It starts with I, and the rest are is Kia. But when I see, because this is an IKEA product, but when you see a movie like this that I will show you, you are not so proud anymore. I want you now to have a look carefully on this video. Look at the top of the powder gun, how it looks like. It's not good. It's actually dangerous. Lucky-wise, these women are standing in a filter booth, and I don't like filter booths either, but I prefer cycle booths. But in one aspect, filter booths can be good out from an explosion protection. But here is probably that the hanging point up there doesn't have any metal to metal. So therefore, when she is working with the gun towards the object, you get this ignition. And of course, the lifetime of this gun is much shorter than if you would have done it in a proper way. Now we see new installations, the new development of guns, where you have, when you come close to that object, it reduces the charging. It's fantastic, but we have seen so many bad examples of this. But let me say like this, anytime you see an ignition like this or anything like this, stop, rethink, do something to solve the problem. Our alternative is either to use a flexible system where you have a socket, you have a protection cap, and you have a small insert. This insert is the one that you replace. I mean, it doesn't matter who is your suppliers of hooks and hangers. 3 laps, maybe 4, then the hanging point is destroyed. You can't use it more. Either the hanging marks are too big, so the object doesn't look nice, or you have lost the grounding. So, I mean, we have colleagues in the branch who say, we can use our hangers much longer. Yeah. But do you have any grounding? Grounding. Yeah. And what impact can you have? We visited this customer. They were hanging the objects like this that you see in the background, 2 in height, which is not bad. But after we have secured the grounding, we can actually hang 6 items in the same space. And of course, that affects the cost of operation dramatically, the cost of the object. And they are all perfectly coated. Or like these frames. Yes, it's possible to paint 4 in width. Fully automatic. Without manual touch-up. But you need to secure your grounding, first of all. This was a customer down in Dubai. They were making electrical cabinets. They were hanging like this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 5 connection points. No, it's not good. You remember the T-bar that we had before with the drill hole? Here is another alternative, and this is our alternative. Here is where you hang the hook inside up here. So you always protect your grounding point. So it makes a huge difference in your performance, I must say. And then we come to the plant. Of course, this is not good grounding, but that you know, that's for sure. What you need to do is that you need to secure from the conveyor, either from the small tabs on the top or from the notched rail. You need to secure that you have good grounding from the conveyor through all the steps down to the object. And when it comes to the line itself, the conveyor should not be grounded into an electrical cabinet. The conveyor should go down into the soil. You dig down a big copper plate in the soil or pull down a spike in the soil, and there is where you connect your grounding to the conveyor. And of course, you need also to check from time to time that you don't get powder up in the conveyor track, in the powder booth. That can also happen. And then when it comes to grounding in the application equipment, you have the choice of a serial earthing or a star-shaped earthing. We suggest that you should go with a star-shaped, because if you get a cut in one line here, there is only one part that you need to repair. If you got the cut in this line, the whole application can be without any proper grounding. This is the moose test. We have the right object from your side that is hanging in a rubber band. The left object has a fresh, good hook. I'll run it again. Yes, grounding have a big impact. It's very important. You need to secure it to have this productivity. Especially, I mean, now we are talking about easy objects. Think of a more difficult object, a cabinet or anything like this, where you should go inside, paint inside. And if you do a manual coating, for example, you can spend much more time to make the same coating operation. This is how it looked like. Front side, perfectly coated, more or less nothing. Back side, a good wraparound effect. On this one, hardly nothing. When I made this test, I tried to paint this object that was hanging in a rubber band. And of course, you can cheat the system a little bit, play with the microamps and everything like this. But in the end, I didn't make it, because even if I painted this perfectly, when I turn it around and should paint this, I blew away paint here because the powder was not sticking at all. This is our way how to work with something we call a ground tester. We have, this is connected up to the conveyor in a cable. We have 5 lamps on it. We put it to the object, and you can see directly if the grounding is good or bad. This can of course be made with a multimeter as well, but this is a simple tool for the operators just to check how good is it, does it work. And just for your information, I mean, you see we have different lamps. The yellow lamp there is on 1 mega ohm, and that is the international safety limit for good grounding. All of these things is of course regulated, and what we are talking about is the ATEX system. What many people doesn't know is that you, as responsible for coating lines, must make a check of the whole line every year and make a documentation that everything is proper grounded, by the way, but ATEX is so much more. You need to check all these ATEX points every year and make a documentation. And do it. Please do it. Because if something happens and you have an insurance company coming to you and they know a little bit about ATEX, they will ask for this documentation. It doesn't take a long time. And you can take help of professionals to do it if you want. So that was all regarding grounding. Thank you very much. Any questions, by the way? We answered everything. I don't think so. But good, thank you. And now we change.
Hello. So, ladies and gentlemen, I show you the latest technology in powder coating. Okay, everyone knows we have the hot powder center. We feed the powder into a hopper. From hopper, we bring the powder over to the guns. The target is to have as much powder as possible on the object. Anyhow, and the excess powder will be recovered, goes over the cyclone. 96% of the powder is coming back into the hopper, being reused, and the small powder particles will be sucked away to the filter and it will be waste. At Gema, a system looks like this, but you have to be aware it's always custom made. Powder center, cyclone filter, we adjust into your layout that it's ergonomical, good to work with. Then, at the beginning of the line, we have 3 powder centers. The one that starts with the OCO8, this is the conventional one. The conventional one, I say, because it works with injectors. Here we have the injectors, and each gun has a control unit built in here. The more advanced one is the OCO6, as you can see, also with injector, and on the lower side, it's built together with the control unit. So it's more compact, less space, you don't have this cabinet. This is the first benefit. Second benefit is also you don't have any tubing from here to the injectors. It's all close together. So it reacts faster, you have a faster trigger time if you start and stop the gun. Then of course we also built in some other benefits. There's a pinch valve, so you have double the air amount, cleaning the hose and the gun from the inside. There is also a sensor which detects the airflow. But from my point of view, injector is old technology and tool. For some manual units and so on, it's okay, but I favor the OC10 with the pump technology. The pump technology, I just show you a short movie clip. Also, this is just for the powder management. To the details of the pump, I come later on in this presentation. OC11, we have here the speeder powder, comes into this feeder. And this is the pump built in. The pump has some electrostatic advantages, I explain later on. And nowadays also on the pumps, it works very reliable. Of course, it uses some spare parts, but the spare parts you can replace without any tools. As you can see right now, a tip, you take away the process zone, and you can exchange the wear parts. As you also can see here, very simple, click, 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 it's like Lego. You exchange the parts, put it together, even the stupid sales guy can do that. Maybe during break time, you also can play a little bit with that one. I leave it here. Okay. All these powder centers are designed for quick, okay, let's say for dust-free working area, means during cleaning, there's a suction behind. In operation, it's completely closed, so no powder will escape. A very big benefit also is on the Gema powder centers, we do not have any moving parts. In the past, we also had some parts, piston moving at the beginning, very nice, but the powder gets everywhere. Within a short period, you have some problems. So no moving parts. Then we have coating quality preparation and quick color change. Maybe this is also important to you, just to show you how a color change looks like. That's applicable for any powder center. Here you just see when you open the hopper, it's in operation, fluidization is there. Okay, still spraying. Then we go to the cleaning mode. This is on the powder center, you adjust the cleaning. You clean the suction hose, behind there's a vacuum, so no powder will escape. You bring back the powder bag. Now we empty the hopper where the powder is inside. This is going automatically. Then the cleaning of the hose and the gun from the inside takes place. It's fully automatic. If you wanted to go for recovery, then you, of course, you also have to clean the booms and the cyclone then. Usually I say if somehow it's working in a good manner, 3 minutes for the opti center, 3 minutes for the hose, and 3 minutes for the cyclone. So cleaning time approximately 9 minutes. Okay, then at the end you have to replace the powder bag, put in the new one. You're ready to go. Okay. Then for the quick color change, you also have the OC11, where you can do the color change within 45 seconds. But that's for the next presentation. Now we concentrate on coating quality preparation, which takes place in this powder hopper. I'll show you this one. The powder hopper, coating quality preparation, we have very nice fluidization in there because it's a small volume, easy to control, and you also can open the cover anytime to change the to check the fluidization. Each powder is different. Then we have fresh powder and recovery powder mixing. The mixing is constant because we always have the same amount of amount of powder in there. So a constant quality of powder we maintain. Then we have an automatic high quality cleaning. This we haven't seen before because this is done automatically. Gema is a patent to have an airwave to clean this system. This patent also enables that we recover the powder which you have from fluidization. During working, you always have some powder dust in the air. The competitors, this is like 3% of powder. Competitors or other suppliers, they send it to the waste. In our case, due to our patent, it's always going back to the booth and the recovery. So in this way, immediately you save 3% of powder. The next point is the level is always the same. So we always have the same distance from the powder level to the injector. So always the same force to suck the powder out of the hopper. And then, of course, for high quality demands, we can put in an ultrasonic sieve. Also a short movie clip just about this powder hopper. If you open the cover, you see all the surfaces, the walls, the bottom, also the top wall, with one glimpse. Okay, from the side, the powder in there, level is controlled, then you also can put in an ultrasonic sieve. Ultrasonic sieve filtration. Okay, now we are coming to the electrostatic. I mean, in powder coating, every gun can spray, you can do it better or worse. Our electrostatic, what we have new, we have now the power boost on top. There we can go for a voltage up to 110 kilovolts and 110 microamps. This is not for every application, not for aluminium profiles, it won't help. But if you have some flat surfaces or, for instance, fences, 8 fences next to each other, where you need an extremely high transfer efficiency, then it helps to be faster. Then the second one, PVC control, digital valve control. This is also something unique with Gema. We have this needle valve. Actually, this needle valve is going into a hole, having 160 different positions. So if you change the powder output, the airflow, it immediately goes to the right point. So there is no delay or adjustment. Also fast trigger time. But most important from my point of view is this PCC mode. PCC means precise charge control. In a standard powder application, you can set up the voltage from 10 to 100 or 110 kilovolts and from 10 microns to 110 microamps. But PCC means you can also work in the range from 0 to 10 microamps. It seems simple, but the technology is behind to keep these microamps stable. And nowadays, I would say 90% of all the lab trials we are doing at Gema is with this precise charge control. This precise charge control helps to overcome the Faraday cage. It's also a very good tool if you have to do some repair coating and if you have some powder which is easy chargeable, like metallic powder, then you should go to PCC. Okay, electrostatic, of course, comes along with the gun. Now I have a few movie clips, short movie clips about the electrostatic. First the gun, power boost, DVC, precise charge control is in there. The first one is the higher charging. This is not going linear, but it's going up like this. It really means more power in there. And still fulfilling attacks, that's the point. Then DVC, very fast reaction time. If you change the program, the airflow, or whatsoever. And finally, precise charge control. Here on the top, you have higher loading, higher than 10 micrograms. Here below 10 micrograms. As you can see, if the powder is charged too much, actually it marries the shortest way to the grounding it goes. So the powder is building up. You may even have back ionization. And if you charge lower, then the powder has the possibility to find a free space to marry, to get connected. So in this way, we overcome this Faraday cage, getting into hidden areas. It's a very, very powerful technology. Good. Now, as I said, injector technology is an old technology. Though we made a lot of developments, the last 10 years, we had 3 new techniques. I mean, we have this 135 angle, less stress to the powder. We don't have to screw anymore, just a click and then remove the insert sleeve. The latest development is that we have these Venturi nozzles in this insert sleeve. So every time they exchange the insert sleeve, you have a new injector. But disadvantage is the insert sleeve, the hose is getting bigger and bigger, so the powder output is dropping. Then you do the daily correction, it's dropping again. So the output of the gun is changing. And then what the operator is doing, he just makes sure that he has excess powder on it to avoid waste production. And if it comes to the pump technology, then you have a constant output. And if you have a constant output today, in half a year, or in a year, this gives a big advantage. Then you set, oh, I need 70 microns, you work on 70 microns, and not on 80 or 90 microns. So you save a lot of powder. Can be easily a saving of 15% of powder. And powder is a very, also the biggest factor for the costs in powder coating. Some others, also I also have to say, last year we already achieved that we sold more pumps than injectors. Pumps has a disadvantage, it costs more. But with this powder saving, amortization is done within a very short time, near a year, depends on the volume. For some other customer, the motivation of the pump is not the saving, but they say, oh, nowadays it's so difficult to find good operators. So they like the pump because the operator just has to choose the program for a specific object, then the quality it maintains is the same, so less quality checks, and the responsibility for quality is taken away from the operator. Okay, here about the techniques, I wanted to show you the difference. First, this is the pump. We have 2 rubber pinch welds, opening and closing, some fluidized tubes. Here we create vacuum and pressure. Every time we blow air into, we also clean it. This happens 3 times per second. So this is the injector technology. Injector technology, the mixing of powder and air takes place at the injector. Then we transport the powder and the air over the hose up to 20 meters to the gun. The powder is not very nicely mixed as shown here. The powder is like a sand dune, like Sahara, and the air is going on top. So on 20 meters hose length, you lose like 50% of powder output. And But also a disadvantage is if you change the powder output, if you want to have 3% more, you change it, nothing happens. Then you change more, then the output is changing. Now the situation with the pump is different. On the pump, we have a very thin hose. In this hose, we only have powder and some fluidized air, so the powder is really moving to the gun. On 20 meters, we lose like 3-4% output and not 50%. Then, just behind the gun, we add the additional air to create the cloud, so at the right place. This has the benefit, you have a nicer cloud. A nicer cloud you can charge better. You have deeper and better transfer efficiency. And some aluminium producers say even the surface looks nicer, even by eye. Furthermore, I see also a benefit if you change the powder output. Here you can change 1% more powder, then 1% more powder output you have. Injector doesn't work. And for me also important if you have difficult areas, let's say an example, for instance, LED lights, the casing. On the back side you always have the lamellas for chilling. And if you wanted to coat inside, with injectors it will be difficult, because injectors you always need a certain air volume, like 4.5 non-cubic, to blow out the powder. And 4.5 non-cubic means then you blow off the powder in the middle. And here you can say, oh, I wanted to work with a very soft powder cloud. Just soft. In this way, you also get a deep penetration into these lamellas. So for me, the powder pump is state of the art today. Then, if it comes to coating, okay, we have light rate detection. We also have scanner technology. Scanner technology is used if each gun has to find the right distance to the object. Everything is available. Then about the booths, we have two different booth types. One is the rectangular booth, very common. This one gives flexibility. You can put many reciprocators, you can stretch it in the length. Alternative, we also have this magic cylinder. Magic cylinder has this advantage. You can have maximum 4 gun slots on the side, and in width it takes more space. But myself, I like this magic cylinder very much if you wanted to have fast color change. Fast color change because the circle has less surface than a rectangular booth, means faster cleaning. On the cylinder you don't find any corners, so no corners to clean, again faster cleaning. Furthermore, if you're in spraying mode, from here the distance from the center to the wall, it's maybe 800, 900 millimeters, but here it's 1250 millimeters. Means also less powder on the wall, again faster cleaning. Then the booth itself, from the top view, we have the patent on the equiflow. Equiflow means a very tiny slot in the middle of the booth. This is the top view, and the big slot at the inlet and outlet. In this way, we create a very nice vacuum on the touch-up unit to keep the booth clean, so to avoid powder escaping. But here in the middle, where we do the coating, there is a very little airstream, so we do not disturb the transfer efficiency. Just a very short clip. Okay, in operation. Now you will see the floor of the booth and then the cleaning of the booth. This is the tiny slot in the middle. Good. Then to control the entire system, we have the CM40 master control. It's ready for Industry 4. It's very simple to operate. It's like a cell phone. We have here diagnostics, the lifetime of the wear parts you can adjust. You have the programs. We can communicate with the conveyor. We can, if you give us a LAN cable, we also can have remote access from Gema side to your system if required. You can send some information to the cloud. So if the production leader of this paint shop, he can check at home how many hours the line has been in operation, how much time it took to change the color, how many square meters. Okay, only 2D have been coated. What is the lifetime of the wear parts? When do I have to exchange it, etc. Everything is available. So just come to the last page. Gema offers state-of-the-art electrostatic. Remember, PCC mode, power boost, constant high coating quality, again PCC, deep penetration, powder saving, again with this pump for instance, it's a drastical saving of powder, easy and fast color change, you have seen before, actually it's pretty simple to change the color, reduced operation cost, again if you work with the pumps, if you do the proper hanging, with the pumps you don't have to have all the time these quality checks, less powder consumption, and most important I would say is the domestic service. I mean here in Bulgaria we have a very good setting, TM Gamasistem is having 3 very well trained technicians, yeah. They know the Gema system by heart. So this is more or less about the Gema system. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. And remember here, next time we can play a little bit. Yeah, okay. So, we do not see anything. Yeah. Yes. So, effect powder coatings. These effects are very popular. Popular already, you see in old Egypt, also in Greece from 2,500 years ago.
They were also putting these, stains that have left from making rings and jewelry. They were putting this also in wet coatings in these times. So effects in color are very popular for many, many years. We could do that also. We could give you also gold in the powder, but then you will say, oh, it can get so expensive. So we are not doing that. And let's see what possibilities have we in manufacturing process. We have dry blend, we have IGP mica bond, we have IGP premium bond, and we have IGP effectives. What is dry blend? Dry blend is actually a process where we have powder and we add material for effects. So this can be pearl mica, this can be some like just the dots or just some fibers to achieve some effect. This dry blend means really dry because these particles of effect, they are not connected with the particles of powder. So you have very low stability. With touch powders, we do not recommend recovery. So that you recover your powder that you are recycling. With IGP mica bond, this is old technology. Mica technology, this was firstly used by everybody which have achieved this technology. What we are doing here, we are trying to glue some of these effects, metallic effects on the powder. But we still have a lot of free metallic effects, as you see. So what is happening, when you coat, you see, especially with, I don't know, around 9006 or 7, you say everything is in the air and you see the glitter, how it's floating. With IGP Premium Bond, we have achieved better results, better technology. What we are doing here is we are again gluing these particles to the powder. It's actually that we have to go once again through the thermal process so that this metallic effect can stick on the powder. Nevertheless, here still you have the problem, the same as with mica technology, that in the meantime, as you recover the powder in the cyclone, we have big forces there, and those little parts of metallic effect will break from the powder. So we don't have 100% stability. And then what we achieved with IGP effectives, this is the technology which only we have developed until now. Here we managed to glue these particles, metallic effects, directly to the powder, and you cannot break them. It's actually not a bonding process, because it would mean that this is again the gluing, the thermal process. This is special process to produce a powder with a metallic effect. You don't have any free metallic particles near the powder. So what happened with normal powder? We have here two photos. You see on the left side, we have fresh powder, and on the right side, we have recovery powder after 2 cycles. This is 250 times magnification. You see there, we have a lot of these metallic effect particles in the powder. Here you see 2 of them. That means we are losing that metallic effect during the recovery process. What happens in recovery mode, if you compare now the bonding technology to IGP effectives, you see the difference in the first row. It's one-time recovery, one cycle, and with IGP effectives, we made recovery powder. We made 3 cycles, and the powder has still the same appearance. Color and effect differences, you see, may occur using standard powder in case of different coating materials, coating lines, ratio, fresh clamp powder, coating settings or charging. With coating materials, you know, if you coat steel or aluminum, you can have different appearance. Mostly you see that if you use some color which are very difficult to apply, let's say enough thickness as some yellow colors, and if you don't have enough thickness, then you say, why it is so green? It's green, yes, because you see the surface through the color, because yellow color needs more thickness. Also, white color needs more thickness. With white, you need at least 80 microns to be covered enough. How do we measure that? We measure on that way that we paint white and black sheet. So, and we are spraying powder, curing, and measuring. At the thickness where both samples have the same appearance, there you can say the color has its own coverage. So with white you will achieve that maybe at 80 microns. With the black or dark colors you will achieve that earlier, maybe already with 50 microns. Coating lines, you know, if you don't have properly, if you didn't set properly parameters, or if you are driving too fast and you don't have this sinus curve, then it can also happen that you have these shades on your sheets or profiles. You can see the differences also due to the different thickness of the powder. Also, the voltage has big influence. When you recover normal powder and if you do not add enough fresh powder at the beginning of the day, you will have a lot of metallic effect in it, and during the day you don't see the difference, you know, but at the end of the day you will have a powder with less metallic effect in it. And if you compare then the sample from the beginning of the day and the end of the day, or the working shift, you will see you have 2 different colors. This is what doesn't look good later on a building. So this is ratio of fresh clamp powder to coating. It's also the same with the voltage, because you do not charge in the same way the powder, these metallic particles. But you can see now here the application safety in practice with IGP effectives. These were 2 sheets. Left was coated automatic on the distance 250 millimeters. Right one manual, distance 80 to 150. And it happens, it is all the same. We have also done it. I was presented some such test at one company. We have done it few sheets in automatic, with automatic guns, and then also with handgun. Handgun took the guy, which was 2 days on that company. He didn't know anything about coating. He was coating like this. He just took the gun and was waving with the gun, and we said, "Yo, please don't do that." Like this, with normal bonded powder, it was a disaster. With effectives was really great result, the same as you see here. And also now the efficiency. You have a powder output. We have here a conventional bonded product and IGP effectives. 284 grams. Efficiency was 44%. Powder of workpiece 125 grams. Overspray 159. We have some losses in cyclone, but with reclaimed powder, you can use only 20% of that. With effectives, you can use almost everything. 3%, we are saying 97%, not 100, because up to 97% recovery powder is possible depending on the object to be coated in the line configuration. At the end, weight of reclaimed powder is 57 grams. We have to add 227 grams. With effectives, we only had to add 133 grams. So at the end, we had much less powder loss with effectives, and you can increase your efficiency by 33%. So you can really recover this powder all over again without adding any fresh powder. So on that, so you can also save money with effectives. Please look later on our samples which we have brought here. You will really see the nice flow of these colors and also the scattering of this metallic effect. It is really nice scattering. Okay, now the second presentation, also something about savings, is our new series IGP Dura 1, known also as Keep Cool Take 1 or 1 as 1 for all, because in this series we will offer you every possible surface with gloss. So overview. Unpredictable price trends for electricity and gas few years ago has forced us also to do something about that. And we have decided to offer you powder where you can save money. So what you can do with this Dura 1 series, you can lower your curing temperatures, you can increase your processing speed or benefit from increased reliability, so you can use both. So why choose IGP Dura 1? What purposes does this highly reactive powder coating serve? What are the technical properties? How can you unlock greater efficiency? Let's see. So technology in focus. This is highly reactive powder coating. It is faster than any other series. It has excellent gloss stability in a wide curing window. So you can change your temperatures how you want, and it's stable. Has very good charging behavior. So we offer material and energy efficiency, low curing temperature, complete product line goes from 160 degrees. You have high overcuring stability, and this is also with certificate GSB Florida 1 and Qualicode Class 1 in make, seal, gloss, and fine structure. Curing window. As you can see, we start with 160, 15 minutes, with 170, 10 minutes, and 185 minutes. It's stable, so you still can use your this powder with some other powder who has higher properties or curing window. You're on the safe side. So approximate energy savings and different oven temperatures. So those are case studies by IGP and also available data from our competitors. If you reduce your temperature in the oven about 10 degrees, you will save about 8%. If you reduce your temperature in the oven for 20 degrees, you will save about 15%. So also the data from colleague of mine from Scandinavia is that they measured also the gas consumption on their line. It was like turning on the oven and 4 hours of work. They at 200 degrees they spent 12 cubic meters of gas. They reduced it for 20 degrees on 180 and made the same test next day. So turning on the oven, getting to 180 and using for 4 hours, they used 9 cubic meters of gas. I think it's worth mentioning. Next one, material thickness. How does it, which effect has it? 180 or 160 degrees at material thickness 3 millimeters, that means in average 5 minutes. So you see where you can save your time at getting to the temperature. With material thickness 20 millimeters, you are 11 minutes faster. And now how can you allow greater efficiency? This is also theoretical example with oven temperature 190 degrees, total furnace length is 70 meters, coated with steel, thickness 5 millimeters. This is example for standard powder 10 minutes, 180 degrees. After 24 minutes, you will achieve 180 and you are in the oven next 10 minutes. So you need 34 minutes to cure your powder. With Dura 150 minutes, 160 degree, you need just 30 minutes to achieve 160. And then we need another 10 minutes. Why 10? We said before it's 15, and we are adding 10. This is just due to this cure index. If you know that if you are doing oven measurement, the device is also calculating curing index. He's also calculating all these temperatures, higher temperatures that you have here. You're not all the time on 160. So you're also on 165 and more. You're also getting almost to 180, and he's calculating that. So in that case, you would need only 10 minutes for your objects to be cured. 32% is save time, what you get in that case. And we have one another case. So standard curing time was 55 minutes, 0.92 hours. With Dura 1, we have reduced this curing time on 39 minutes. Extra time, we have spent working time per week, 2 shifts, 76 hours. Parts per hour on that side, 8.7, 11.05. This is per hour, this is per week. 180 parts per week more, and per year, he could coat 8,480 parts more. This is 27% more coated parts in whole year. So you can save money. What do we offer more? Except of this curing window, as you see, from 160 to 180 degrees. We also offer a speed curing option. This is this 3 to 6 minutes at 180. So this powder is really also very good, stable at higher temperatures. We have also tested these powders at 210 degrees for half an hour, and the gloss didn't change. So it's really good, stable. What we are offering, complete line. So we have fine structure in matte, we have matte, we have silk gloss, or how you say matte, nemat, matte, nemat. Then we have also, what is our outlook? We have also an industrial quality, high gloss, smooth, fine structure, deep matte, smooth silk matte. This is about 50 gloss units. What still will come is made with approximately 20 gloss units, then fine structure with silk gloss, and we hope end of the next year also outdoor quality coarse structure matte, coarse structure silk gloss. This is already what we offer. So this is all about this one. So keep cool and take one. Thank you. Wow, if you have any questions, please keep it for yourself. No, we can still talk later also. Coffee break.